Living in a material world. People often say that material things don't matter, which is kind of a weird thing to say anyway, isn't it, given the etymological relationship between the words material and matter? But that's another story. Anyway, once again, people are wrong. That's because many material things are not just material things. It's very difficult to separate so arbitrarily the material from the spiritual. By spiritual, I refer to the less tangible aspects of reality, things like emotions, value, purpose, beauty, love, relationships, and so on. I'm not referring to anything specifically religious. We're aware, at the very least, of the concept of sentimental value, though we may at times trivialize that. The material and the spiritual cannot be so easily separated because material things are often invested with spiritual qualities. A souvenir, even a cheap, tacky souvenir, is not just a thing. The very word souvenir indicates this. It's also the French word for memory. A souvenir is worth more than its dollar value because it's a link to a place and time which was in some way important to us. It's a kind of physical hyperlink to our memories. And our memories are more than just factual recollections. They are those, but packaged together with emotions and sensations and relationships. So if we lose or break a souvenir, although we might say that it doesn't matter, that it was only a silly, worthless material trinket, it was in fact no such thing. We say this precisely because it is not true. We're trying to protect ourselves from a deeper, more significant loss. Material items can also become the link between us and a person from whom we're separated or someone who's died. The loss or breakage of such an item touches us very deeply, as much as we might try to convince ourselves that it doesn't. Finally, an item for which we've worked and saved very hard to be able to finally buy is again worth much, much more than its monetary value. Into that item has gone our investment of time and work and energy. Attached to it is the anticipation of its final acquisition and the joy of that long awaited moment of ownership. These things are not only things, they're projections of ourselves, of our effort, our history, our life into the world. This is not materialism. This is not ownership and possession for its own sake. Someone I know received a small amount of money as an inheritance when her mother died, and with that money she bought an item, a thing that she treasured. When that item was broken, this broke more than a thing. Don't ever tell me that material things don't matter.